Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, happy weekend. How are we feeling today? Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. How we feeling? Good morning. Happy Saturday. Drop an emoji in the comment. Let me know how you are feeling today. Let's see it. Please make sure y'all are also double tapping that screen. I really appreciate it. Please make sure y'all are showing some love. Please make sure y'all are showing some love. If y'all know anybody who would be interested in learning more about moving abroad, learning more about living abroad, please share the live with them. If y'all have any questions about moving abroad or living abroad, feel free to drop them below in the comments. I will always answer as many questions as I can. Let me see a number 1 in the comments if you are new here. Let me see a number 2 in the comments if you are not new, but if you are back because you rocks with your girl. And let me see a number 3 in the comments if you are interested in living abroad. If you would like to experience living outside of the US in the next 365 days, let me see a number 3 in the comments. And if you are brand new here, let me see a number 1 in the comments. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. We're here to talk about living abroad. We're here to talk about moving abroad. We're here to talk about travel. We're here to talk about making money online. We're here to talk about experiencing a slower life and getting out of the matrix, learning how to make money from anywhere, all of this and so much more we're going to be diving into. So make sure y'all stick around. I also have a special offer for anybody who's interested in getting all the steps that you need to get the hell out of the United States to live abroad. So yeah, we're going to be getting into it. Welcome, y'all. Good morning. Let me see a number 1 in the comments if you're new. If it's your first time joining any of my lives, drop a number 1 for me in the comments. If you are not new, if you have been here before, drop a number 2 in the comments. And if you are interested in learning more about living abroad, drop a number 3 for me in the comments. I'll be sharing a little bit more about my journey living abroad. I like to go live so I can answer all of your questions. I like to go live so that I can give everybody a full, well-rounded view, perspective, behind the scenes, sneak peek, all of it into living abroad and what it looks like. My life is not perfect because I live abroad. I do still have challenges. I just have different challenges versus whenever I was living in the US. And like I said, I like to go live so that I can give you the full perspective so that y'all can see the good, the bad, the ugly, all the things that come with living abroad as a digital nomad. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. It is free for y'all, but it means a lot for us creators who get up here and just talk to a box with nobody talking back to us. So please make sure y'all are double tapping. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, if you have any questions about moving abroad, living abroad, feel free to drop them below in the comments and I will answer. Yeah, I'll answer as many questions as I can. So who's new here? Let me see a number 1 in the comments. Also, where y'all joining in from? What part of the world are y'all in and what time is it? It's 10:43 a.m. here in Medellin, Colombia. Let me know where y'all are tuning in from. East Coast, are y'all in the house representing with me? West Coast, are y'all up or nah? Midwest, South, where we at? Okay, Allison says NYC, period. East Coast in the house. Janelle said, what is the best bank to use living abroad? Janelle, are you talking about in a different country or are you talking about like in the US? Okay, Pennsylvania, period. I see we got East Coast in the house. West Coast, y'all awake or y'all still asleep? Are y'all awake or y'all still asleep? Let us know. So I actually didn't change any of my banks. I know that I believe it's HNBC. I think they have like international banking options. Yes, if you're in a different country. So then it's going to depend on which country that you are in. I don't have a way of knowing like all the banks in all the different countries. So it just depends on where you're going. What I would recommend is the country that you're planning on moving to. I would go on Facebook and get into some Facebook groups and seeing how people are doing like their bank. So like I'm here in Colombia. I don't have an official. So like Bancolombia is like the most common bank here. And I'm in an expat group. I know there are some people who have accounts where they had to have like a person, like someone here local to get them an account. And I've also seen that happen in Mexico. Me personally, I just still use my accounts from the US. Me and my husband are digital nomads. So we move around from place to place. If when we get to a point where we decide that we're going to stay somewhere, more than likely we will end up like banking somewhere. But as of right now, we just use our accounts in the US. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. Like I said before, if y'all know anybody else who's interested in living abroad, if you got somebody you're trying to convince to live abroad, if you got somebody who thinks that it's a scam or it's not real or people don't really do it, share the live with them. Let them come in and see. I'm a real person. I'm a real human being. I'm a regular girl born and raised in North Carolina who now has traveled to 24 different countries and is now living abroad. If it's possible for me, it's possible for y'all, okay? I'm up here to let y'all know that there's nothing that I'm doing that you cannot do. This is why I'm live. This is why I'm here to be a resource. That's why I say if you got questions, ask them. You have doubts, ask them. Like, you can ask me anything you want about living abroad. If I don't know, I'm gonna just tell you I don't know, okay? But I will always give you my I will always give you my honest thoughts, feedback, opinion, etc. So again, welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining. Today, I'm going to be, again, like talking about my experience living abroad, talking about how you can move abroad from the US if that's something that you want to do. I'm going to be sharing some real life gems and experiences, as well as a special offer for anybody who is serious about learning how to move abroad. So let me know in the comments, drop a number 3 in the comments if you would like to get the F out of the United States and experience living abroad in the next 365 days. Let me know, drop in the comments, and let's see. I got too many tabs open. Too many tabs open. Alvin says, how do I move to Thailand? The first thing you're going to do is you want to research Thailand visa options to see if you qualify for any of them or if you can qualify for any of them. I would say at least in the next year, once you determine if like Thailand is a place that can actually work for you based on your visa options, the next thing you want to do is take a scouting trip. I don't know if you've been there. Have you been there before or not, Alvin? If you've been there, great, because then you probably already know, if you like it, where you like it. If not, next thing I would say to take a trip to Thailand. Explore different neighborhoods, explore different cities, decide, like where exactly you want to live, start determining which neighborhood you would like to be in. And then from there, start actually planning your move abroad, like just like you would move anywhere else, right? Like packing up your house, going somewhere else, like you're going to do all of those things. And then, do whatever you need to do for your visa. I guess I don't know what visa you would be applying for, and then move. Like, I think like we make moving abroad a lot more complicated than it has to be. Okay. Put the word move in the comments if you've ever moved anywhere in your life, like from different city, different state, different apartment. Put the word move in the comments. No Stick Phoenix said, I'm ready to move abroad to Africa, period. What part of Africa? No, I plan on retiring in 3 years with a monthly income of $6,000 a month. Okay. Yeah. So then what I would do right now is if you're waiting 3 years, like I would just scout. I would just go to Thailand and visit. Go learn more about the culture. Go visit different cities in Thailand. Go to Bangkok. Go to Phuket. Go to Krabi. Go to Hua Hin. Like go to different parts of Thailand and see like which part you like. Because like I said, if you got 3 years, then like honestly, there's not really anything that urgent you need to be doing right now. I'm just being real with you. So if I were you, I would just be exploring Thailand, learning more about the culture. I would be scouting out neighborhoods I want to be in. I would be getting more immersed in like the community. That's what I would be doing if I had 3 whole years. I see the word move in the comments. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Y'all, moving is never fun. Let's be real about it real quick, okay? Moving is not sexy. Moving is not fun. I'm not here to tell you that your move abroad is going to be the most fun thing you've ever done in your life. But what I'm here to tell you is you have moved plenty of times before. It was actually easier. You're welcome, Alvin. It was actually easier for me to move abroad than just like moving from like apartment to apartment in the US. Because to be honest with you, when you move abroad, you're in a completely different mindset. Like you are shedding, you're starting a new life. Like it's a completely different experience. But we as humans, we love to overthink things. We love to overcomplicate things. And I get it. So the first time I actually lived abroad was an accident, y'all. I accidentally lived abroad for 4 months back in 2019 on accident. So I know that sounds kind of crazy, but hear me out. Thank y'all for the hearts. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. Whenever you kind of want to do something in life and you kind of put it out there and then like God calls you to do something bigger. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Drop the word bigger in the comments if you can relate to this, because I feel like this is something that happens to me all the time where I'll do this thing where I'll think I want one thing and then God will show me that I've been playing small and that I'm actually meant for more and that I can actually do more. So back in 2019, I knew that I wanted to travel more, but I was actually thinking about traveling in the US. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with traveling in the US, but Lo and behold, my friend randomly sent me a link to this company that does like group travel. Y'all, I had never in my life thought about group travel. It had never crossed my mind, but she sent me a link. And so I clicked on it and it looked really cool. So it looked like, from what I saw, I was like, oh, you get to all these different countries. You don't have to do all the work. I'm in Colombia right now. I was like, okay, I don't got to do all the work. Long story short, I get on a call and I ended up learning about this company called Remote Ear. They don't exist anymore, so don't worry about looking them up. But I get on a call with this company called Remote Ear, and they basically are like, you can come live in each of these countries for 1 month, and you don't got to plan anything. All you got to do is show up. And I was like, what? Like my jaw was on the floor. I need y'all to understand that I'm a girl who's about faith over fear. Put the word faith in the comments if you're picking up what I'm putting down right now, okay? I am a girl who is about faith over fear. I didn't even have a job. I've been fired. I didn't even have a job. And I signed up. I was like, because the deposit was like really low. I was like, sign me up. I'm going to figure this out because it was such a cool opportunity. Like I was like, what? I'm going to get to go to all these different countries. I'm not going to have to, y'all don't worry about it. The company doesn't exist anymore. That's why like sometimes I hate sharing this story because people get excited and they want to go look it up. And I'm like, you can't, the company, they closed down this year. So it don't even matter. But, so anyway, so I signed up and I was like, yeah, I know. I signed up and I was like, bet when you are a retiree, I need a retiree visa. I'm not sure that's a question. But anyway, so I ended up doing this program, right? This is how I accidentally lived abroad for the first time in 2019. So I did this program, y'all. This was the first time I ever truly experienced living abroad. I need y'all to understand there's a very big difference between traveling and living abroad. There's a very big difference in vacationing and living abroad. There's a very big difference in getting on a cruise and going to be on the island for 5 hours and getting back on the boat or going to a resort. Living abroad means that you are living among locals, okay? There's a good chance that you don't speak the language. There's a good chance that you look very different than the people who are around you, okay? You are going grocery shopping, you are cooking, you are getting your nails done, you're getting your hair done, you're doing all the things that you do in the US, or at least most of the things that you do in the US, you're also doing these things whenever you are living abroad. So this was the first time I had ever experienced this, and my eyes were wide open. Wide open, okay? But I will always be grateful for that experience because I'll be honest with y'all, I know that if I did not do that experience in 2019, I wouldn't be living abroad right now. That was the experience that really opened my eyes to slow travel, really opened my eyes to being immersed in a new culture, like understanding what it's like to be somewhere. And like I said, to look differently, to not speak the language. Like it was a whole different vibe that I will always be grateful for. And y'all, I had challenges. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I speak Spanish, but I started learning Spanish back in 2019 around the time that I joined this program. And like, there were times where the language barrier was really, really frustrating. There were times where it was really, really frustrating when, you know, I'm used to going to my grocery store and just grabbing this. And now I'm in the store trying to figure out how the hell to say spinach in Spanish. Okay. There were moments of frustration when, you know, I was so used to being able to do things a certain way in the US, and now I'm abroad and it's not this way. And I had to get over myself. That was in 2019. And guess what? I still have similar experiences today. Living abroad is not for everybody. And that's what some of these people on these apps are not telling you. Everybody thinks they want to move abroad because it looks so sexy on social media. Y'all, listen, get out there and travel, okay? It can be very uncomfortable. Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, I can't even count how many times I've almost like had a meltdown because I was just really, really frustrated with, you know, like certain situations. Like that's part of living abroad. Moving to another country and then expecting US culture is ludicrous, but so many people do it. And that's how y'all end up being Karens. It's one of the reasons why US Americans have such a poor reputation outside of the United States. Good morning, Marcia. Because y'all, we are really spoiled in the US. We have all the conveniences right at our fingertips. We go abroad and we expect people to bow down to us like they do in the US, and that is not the case. Could I get the DTV right after the tourist visa? I don't know what country. I don't know. It depends on the country, the process. Every country has its own visa process. I know people typically do. I mean, like I said, I know like for Thailand, people do that. But it's going to depend on the country. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all tapping that screen. So yeah, like living abroad, it's not this like everyday sexy experience. There are absolutely moments of frustration. There are times where I miss certain things about the US. Listen, y'all can talk all the shit y'all want to about the United States. There are perks that we get in the US as US citizens that you don't get abroad. Those are just the facts. There are things that you are so used to in the US, and when you go abroad and you realize that you got to go the extra mile to figure that shit out, sometimes it is really, really frustrating. Now, for some of us, it's worth it. Okay. Sonia said, like what? Okay, I'll give you an example. So a few weeks ago, me and my husband went out to eat. We went to this burger place, and they had this smash burger, but it came with pretzel bread. I don't really like pretzel bread. Y'all, all I wanted to do was switch the bread. I was just like, can we just keep everything the same and switch the bread? No, can't do it. You cannot do it. Y'all know how we love to go into a restaurant and be like, oh, can I get this? But can I get this sauce? And can I switch it with that? Simple things like that, things that you don't think twice about, because we're so used to the United States being a Burger King, have it your way type of society. You go abroad, no, you order the food like it is, or you don't order it. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. Ain't no take backsies. They not taking it off the bill. You don't like it, they don't care. They don't care. Okay. Like I said, I know this is like a small thing, but like I can remember the first time I lived abroad, I remember not being able to flush the toilet paper. Y'all, when I first heard that, like I was like, what? What do you mean? That's disgusting, y'all. Y'all, like that's not even a big deal to me now. And I can flush the toilet paper where I am now, but I have been in several countries. There's been several times in my life where I could not flush the toilet paper. You'd be surprised at how quickly you get over that shit. I remember the first time I tried to use the bathroom. I think I was in Mexico. Was it Mexico or was it Chile? It was one of them countries in 2019. I remember having to pay to use the bathroom. Like recognizing that public restrooms are not always free. You can't just always walk in somewhere and use the bathroom. These are things that we don't think twice about because we're so used to our life in the United States. But when you go abroad, you realize it's different. I'm in Colombia right now, or better yet, expect you to not say anything at all. Exactly. Depends on the restaurant. Generalities are flawed. Okay, sure. They locked me in the bathroom when I didn't pay. What? Oh my God, that's crazy. Where was that? That's insane. How'd you even, well, I don't know how you got in without paying. The ones that I've seen, like you can't, like you have to either walk past a person to pay, or you got to like put in like something into like a little thing that'll let you walk through. Marsha said, I'm ready to hustle to find out. I want to have the opportunity to find out if it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. Period, Marsha. So let me know in the comments, what is your biggest move abroad challenge? Like if you are someone who's been wanting to live abroad, wanting to move abroad, tell me what is holding you back. Tell me what is stopping you. Okay, Pixie said it was already open and I walked inside. I was in Mexico. Dang, that's crazy. Hopefully you were not locked in there for too long, because being locked in the bathroom for not paying is crazy. But yeah, like y'all having to pay to use the bathroom. Oh my God. Like I said, it was mind blowing to me, but now it's something that I am used to. A product of $5.92 says, if I should go move abroad, I'll always tip for good service. People do not care. I mean, it depends on where you go. You know, in Japan, tipping is considered rude. Tipping is literally considered rude in Japan. And tipping culture in the US has gotten so toxic. I mean, just pay people a living wage so people can stop begging for tips and intimidating customers. But I'm not even going to go down that road right now. But let me know in the comments, what's stopping y'all from moving abroad? I see the cruise with Regina says healthcare. What about healthcare is stopping you? I need y'all to be specific with me, okay? Let me know in the comments, what are your biggest moving abroad challenges? Like what comes up for you whenever you think about, I want to move abroad, but I wish I could live in Portugal, but I would love to go spend 3 years in Mexico, but let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Later on, I'm going to be talking to you about my Moving Abroad Planning Series course, which has everything you need. For those of you who are wondering how the hell to get out of the United States, stay tuned because I'll be talking about that a little bit later. They do that in California, bad areas. They make you pay to use the bathroom. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. I've never had to pay to use the bathroom in the US. I do not have enough saved to move yet. Cute little star. Finding remote work. Okay, Rashika, that's something I hear a lot. We're going to talk about that later. Learning foreign languages. Okay, that's fair. That's completely fair. Let me know if y'all got anything else. Any other challenges with moving abroad? Thank y'all for double tapping the screen, by the way. I appreciate y'all. Oops. My bad, y'all. I had to had an alarm going off. They do it in California, but it's lenient. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, like I said, I had no idea. Okay, so let's talk about some of these challenges. Okay, so you said healthcare. I did ask you specifically about healthcare. So let me know if you have a more. Oh, is it good doctors and hospitals? Okay, so is it healthcare or is it like your fear that you're not going to get the same level of care while you are abroad? Because I will tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Regina, this is very much a US mindset type of thing. And I'm not saying that the United States doesn't have great healthcare. I mean, it should. In the United States, sickness is a business. They want to keep us fat, sick, and stupid. But let me not even go down that road right now. But this whole US propaganda thing where we think the United States is the best at everything. We think we can't go other places and get things done because it's not going to be, like the same level as the same like quality. Y'all, it's BS. It's BS. There are people, and there are some people, and obviously it depends on what your beliefs are, but there are a lot of people who, they get much better healthcare outside of the US. Yes, healthcare outside of the US is a lot less expensive. There are even places that have free healthcare. And yeah, like I've seen a ton of experiences where people have a great experience going to the doctor or going to the dentist. What I would say, Regina, one of the biggest things about that is going somewhere where you have a community. There are some people on this app, they'll be like, oh, well, if I hear about an area that has a lot of expats, I don't want to go there because I'm not moving abroad to be around other whatever. That's whatever. That's their business. In my opinion, that's stupid. That is stupid. That's literally like being like, oh, I can choose to go to place A or place B. If I go to place B, this is a place that's proven. Other expats have done it. There are a lot of resources. I can get a lot of referrals. If I got questions, I have people who answer my questions, or I can choose to go over here and figure it all out on my own. Listen, I'm not mad at you if you want to go figure it out all on your own. That is your business, but that is not Bianca. I will travel. I will travel almost anywhere. Okay. Like I will travel anywhere to visit. But to live, one thing that is priority for me and my husband is to be somewhere where there is a community, because we like being able to post in a group and be like, hey, I want to go get my teeth cleaned. Where should I go? Hey, I want to get my hair braided. Where should I go? Hey, y'all, I'm looking for this specific thing. Where can you recommend for me? These are the types of things that make such a big difference. Hey, baby, these are the types of things that make a really big difference when you actually have a community. So like I said, if your concern is about the healthcare and how you'll be treated or, whatever, I would go ahead and start getting in some Facebook groups for the countries that you're interested in and start asking people about their experiences. Okay, cute little star says, how much do you pay for healthcare? I don't pay anything for healthcare. I haven't needed to have any kind of procedures or like anything done, like me personally. And as far as like insurance, the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, they have travel insurance. So the other thing to remember when it comes to healthcare, y'all, is outside of the US, even your out of pocket costs are significantly less than what you would pay with insurance. Okay. So that's the other thing to remember whenever it comes to healthcare. Cute little star says, I do not have enough saved to move. Okay, so that means we need to start saving more money. So what are we doing to save more money? We got two main things: increasing income, decreasing expenses. What are we doing to make more money? Let me know in the comments. What are y'all willing to do to make more money? What are you willing to do to cut your expenses so that you can move abroad? If you feel like you want to have a certain amount of money saved and it feels really hard to save that money, it's time for you to take a good look at where your money is already going right now. Because you are already spending money on things you don't need, because we all do. We all spend money on things that we don't need. So you got to ask yourself, are you willing to give up DoorDash for a few months? Are you willing to skip on your Saturday brunch with your homegirl? Are you willing to skip going out every Friday night? Stay in the house. Play spades, put together a little game night. Are you willing to get rid of a couple of your streaming apps? Like you have to ask yourself, how serious are you about this life? And you can make more money. Y'all, you can always make more money. There's more money out there. Money is everywhere. You can make more money if you are serious about moving abroad. I give you a lot of different ways to do this in my Move Abroad planning series. The course is at the link in my bio. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later. But in case y'all cannot be on here, everything that you need to move abroad from the United States is in the Move Abroad planning series. It is a course that has 12 videos. It has a workbook that goes along with the videos, and you get my 23-page resource guide. And for those of you who get it while I'm live, you can use the promo code 20. That's spelled out 20 for 20% off. It's at the link in my bio. Feel free to ask me any questions y'all have about the course. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. So yeah, as far as like not having enough money to save, okay, so then we start saving more money. We start cutting our expenses. We start making more money. I don't even know if you're still in here. Rakisha said finding remote work. Also in my course, y'all, I give you my favorite remote job resources, my favorite websites, people on these apps that post remote jobs, people who can apply to remote jobs for you. Okay. There are a lot of different resources for landing remote jobs, but I really want y'all to think bigger. I also want y'all to start thinking about ways that you can start making money for yourself. Stop sleeping on your potential. It's 2025. If you're not making money on live in 2025, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind if you're not making money in 2025, if you're not making money online. Why? You got time to scroll this app. You got time to send your friend 10 reels a day on Instagram. You got time to be on YouTube going through all the shorts. You got time to learn how to make money for yourself. Y'all know that attention is the biggest currency when it comes to social media. Y'all out here making all these other people, these owners, these people on the board on these apps, y'all just making them richer because you're continuing to give them your attention instead of putting your attention into making your life better. I need us to have a little bit more accountability about where we are, okay? I had to have this same conversation with myself. I told people all the time, I literally had to get tired of my own BS before I started taking myself serious. Okay? You want to live a different life. It's time for you to do something different. Like I said, I have remote job resources and I have so many different ways that you can start making money online in the MAPS course. The MAPS course is at the link in my bio. And for the action takers who get it while I'm live, you can take off 20% with the promo code 20. If you're watching on YT, the link is in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. Somebody said, bring in my fur babies. So, oh, cute little. What's wrong with bringing your fur babies? What's the problem? Okay, Barry says work and learning a new language. We've already talked about work. So what is our fear about learning a new language? Let me know in the comments. If you feel nervous or afraid about learning a new language or a language barrier, let me know in the comments. What is the actual problem? We're learning a new language because I say, okay, what's holding you back? And you say learning a language. Why is learning a language holding you back from living abroad? How much would you recommend you save to move to Thailand in particular? Y'all, I'm going to tell you, I get this question all the time and I get it. And I actually spent some time, like I did a whole thing on like how much money I recommend saving to move abroad. But this is where I want y'all to shift your mindset, because how much money do you save to live in the United States? Don't get quiet now. Do not get quiet now. How much money do you save to live in the United States? Because it will never stop blowing my mind that most Americans in the United States don't even have $1,000 saved. And then when they think about living in a country where your expenses are going to be cut in half, your expenses are going to be cut in 1/3. And now all of a sudden, everybody want to have 10 grand saved. You need that 10 grand in the United States more than you need it in Thailand. The question is, how are you making money while you live abroad? Because if you are making money while you are abroad, what do y'all need a big savings for? Like and I'm not even trying to be funny. I would love for somebody to answer this question for me because I really do get it all the time. Well, how much money do I need to save to go here? What are you saving money for? You barely saving money in the States. And now all of a sudden you want to save money for Mexico. Why? I'm not demonizing saving money. Saving money is a great thing. But y'all, I want you to shift your mindset around moving abroad. I want you to shift your mindset around money. If you're going to be making money while you are abroad, what do you need a lump sum saved for? Now, if you are applying for a visa that requires you to have a certain amount of money in the bank, cool, right? If there's like a specific thing involving moving abroad that you're saving for, that makes sense. But otherwise, the question you need to be asking is, how am I going to have consistent income while I'm living abroad? That is the question that you want to be asking. As far as saving, you've already saved money for a move before. You're getting a moving truck, you're getting a storage unit, you're going to buy your plane ticket. Y'all, all that shit is pretty self-explanatory. We got to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves, okay? I'm not saying not to save money for anything. Like everyone's journey is going to be different, right? Like if you are going to be well, I don't recommend signing a lease ahead of time. I was gonna say like your first like if you know you're gonna stay in a certain place for a month, that you might want to save money for that. If you don't have like a lot of like PTO at your job, I do recommend saving money so that for the first like 2 to 4 weeks in your new country, you don't have to work, so you can have some time to just like be and to just get to know the space. But in general, the main thing is how you're gonna make money while you are abroad, and that's the number one question that I get, y'all. And I'm telling you, I do a full deep dive in the MAPS course at the link in my bio, or if you're on YT, it's in the description, and you can use that promo code 20 for 20% off while I am live. Let's see. He said, I feel attacked. Are you listening? If the shoe fit, baby, listen, I get it. I be sending my friends reels too, but y'all, we just got to be mindful about our time. We all waste time. The problem is we all waste more time than we think we waste. The problem isn't that everybody wastes time. We're humans. Sometimes we just want to just screw around, whatever. That's fine. But where's your self-awareness? What's your screen time? How much time are you spending on moving closer to the life you want to live versus the time you're just spending fucking around? That's the real question. Do you recommend using services that assist with the process of moving the docs and FBI? Christy, what is FBI? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think I understand your question. Can you ask me again? How do you handle your banking in Thailand? I don't live in Thailand. My banking, nothing has changed about my banking since I moved abroad, except that now I have the Charles Schwab Platinum debit card because I get my ATM fees reimbursed, and it doesn't have any international transaction fees. So like that's what I use. I don't have an in-person bank. I just realized I never even gave an introduction. Hi, Trina. Living abroad is amazing. Empath. Broke up with my waste of time in April. Damn, Christy. FBI background check. I keep hearing about needing this done before moving. I've never heard that. The thing is, y'all, every country is going to have its own visa process. So there might be some country where somebody did need to do that based on their specific situation. But when it comes to the visa stuff, you have to do your own research because it's different for every country. It's different for every person. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. So like, I just want y'all to understand, I relate, okay? Like I these questions that y'all are asking, these were questions that I had too. Okay, this is why I've done the research. This is why I've actually lived through this and why I put it all in a course for you, for those of y'all who are serious about figuring this out. So one of the biggest mistakes that I made, and one of the biggest mistakes I see people making these days, is thinking that moving abroad has to look a certain way. Y'all, I need to get some more water in here. Thank y'all so much for the hearts, by the way. Please continue to tap that screen. Whether you're going to be hanging out with me or you're just coming in here for a little bit, please make sure y'all are double tapping because it really, really means a lot to me. And it is free 99 for y'all. Okay. I really appreciate that. One of the biggest mistakes I made was assuming that moving abroad had to be complicated. Y'all, some of y'all, if you're willing to be flexible, you could be living abroad in the next few months. But you keep thinking that you have to do it a specific way. And especially for those of y'all who already feel really nervous, for those of y'all who already have a lot of fears around living abroad, y'all, you can do a test drive of living abroad. You can go live abroad for a month. You can go live abroad for 2 months, for 3 months. You don't have to necessarily go and you don't necessarily have to go and just pick up your entire life, okay? You can do that, and I'm not telling you it's a bad thing. A lot of people do that, and they love it, and it's great, but I'm telling you, you don't have to do that. There are so many different ways that you can test out living abroad, okay? One of the reasons why I'm so passionate about living abroad is because I've done it in a variety of ways, and because I've seen so many people. Like, I remember I met this woman in Mexico. She's a travel nurse, and so basically like 6 months out of the year she lives in Mexico, and then the other 6 months she does like contracts for living, or not for living abroad, for being a travel nurse. I know another woman, she does like living abroad part-time too. She does 6 months in Oaxaca. I know there was a guy on here, he says that he's in the US for like 3 months out of the year stacking paper, that he lives like the rest of his time in Thailand. There was a woman who I met, she wants to live abroad for 1 month out of the year for the rest of her life. Okay, it does not have to look like everybody else's journey. You got to ask yourself, how serious are you about this? Let me know in the comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about moving abroad? Christy said, and getting birth certificates and the other docs, Apostle. Christy, I don't know like what your, hold on. What is your question? Let me scroll back up. Do you recommend using services? Always. I mean, listen, I'm an outsourcer. Like, I'm the kind of person where it's like, if it gets too technical, if it gets into the weeds, I don't care. I'll pay somebody else to do it. Like, I don't know. If you're like applying for a visa and you have questions or you have doubts about, doing it a certain way, I do recommend having a professional help you. Lauren said, I'm doing it for 6 months, going to different places to decide where I want to go. Period, Lauren. Period. Where places do you have in mind? Thank you so much for the gift. What places what places are you planning on going in your 6 months? I love that. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Yes, Southeast Asia. I forgot to even get my story. I'm so sorry, y'all. By the way, if you're new here, let me see a number one in the comments if it's your first time joining any of my lives. So I never gave my introduction earlier, but welcome, y'all. My name is Bianca. Last year, February 4th, 2024, me and my husband got on a one-way flight to Brazil. So we have been living abroad as digital nomads since last year. We have visited the U.S. 3 times since we've left, because some people will be like, oh, you're going to miss the U.S. You're going to want to come back. I'm like, baby, I've been back. Okay. And I'm happier living abroad. So, you're welcome, Christy. So yeah, so we, last year we left the United States to live abroad as digital nomads. Since we're digital nomads, that means we move around from place to place. We don't just live like in one country yet. So we have been in Brazil, Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia, Mexico. Like, we've been a lot of places since last year. And I go live because I want y'all to know that this life is possible for you. I want y'all to know that you are not stuck. People love to say they are stuck. You are not stuck. And you know why you're not stuck? Because you can always make a different decision. You might be afraid to make that decision. You might be afraid of the unknown. You might be wondering, if you make a different decision, what's going to happen, but you can always make a different decision. You're not stuck. You're just not taking action. Some of y'all waiting around for motivation. Motivation is BS. Motivation is BS because it's never there when you need it. Motivation is fleeting. It's real good when you got it, and then it's gone. Thank you so much, Lauren. It's real good when you got it, and then it's gone. I'm going to tell y'all the real motivation. The real motivation is momentum. I need y'all to write this down. Momentum is the motivation. And momentum comes from taking action. The action does not have to be big. So many of us fall. We fall victim to the all or nothing mindset. I used to be a healthy lifestyle coach, and this is what I would tell my clients. Well, I wanted to make breakfast, but I had McDonald's, so I was like, forget it. I'm gonna just start all over tomorrow. So because I had McDonald's for breakfast, I might as well have Burger King for lunch and then order a pizza for dinner because I already messed up the whole day. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having one flat tire and then somebody walks up and they come and stab the other 3 of your tires and they go, oh, well, you had one flat, so you might as well have 4. We literally do this all the time with so many different things in our life. We think, well, if I can't pay it all, I'm not going to pay anything. Oh, I'm still in debt. What does it matter that I'm going to swipe again? It's only another $100. What's $100 whenever I already owe $10,000? Baby, it's $100 more. It's $100 more. Get out of the all or nothing mindset. Y'all, there's always something. There's always something that you can do to move yourself forward whenever it comes to wanting to move abroad, okay? Stop comparing yourself to everybody else online. Their journey ain't got nothing to do with you. Their journey is not your business. It's not my business. You need to start where you are. So many people are like, I want to move abroad, but I just don't know where to start. This is why I have the MAPS course. For those of y'all who are like, Bianca, how do I find housing? How am I going to make money? How am I going to move with my kids? How am I going to move with my pets? Which place is best for me? How do I calculate my cost of living? I'm LGBTQ+. I have a disability. I want to be where there's other Black people. Y'all have been asking me the same questions about moving abroad for almost 2 years. I started talking about moving abroad on this app in November 2023. And y'all, 90% of the questions I get, y'all, they're the same. This is why I put everything in the MAPS course. I'm talking to the action takers. I'm talking to the people who are ready to live a slower life. Put the word matrix in the comments if you want to escape the matrix. If you want to live a slower life. If you are ready to feel the fear and do it anyway, y'all do it scared. Some of y'all waiting for the fear to go away. You ain't never moving, baby. You're not going. You're supposed to be nervous about taking a big leap. You're supposed to have hesitations. You're supposed to wonder how it's going to work out. Y'all, that's normal. That is completely normal. It was normal for me and my husband as well. But what are you going to do? Just not go? And you got one life to live? Okay. Lauren said, I'm hustling to get my coins up so I can go become a travel agent. I'm gone, period. Some people don't research, just go off of social media. Y'all be telling y'all, listen, and I'm not saying there's not amazing content creators on here because they are, but y'all, this is why I like to go live. I want to show you I'm a real person. I want to answer your questions. And I want you to be able to see all the different sides of living abroad. I know earlier on here, I was talking about some of the things that are very unsexy about living abroad. It's not all sunshine and roses. Your problems don't just go away because you move abroad. Y'all know what? No matter where you move, you will always run into you. I'm going to say that one more time. No matter where you move, you will always run into you. You can't outrun you. Okay? Moving abroad doesn't solve all of your problems. That's not how it works. It's not. But for those of you, like I said, you want to live a slower life. You want to be eating better whole foods. You want to know what it's like to not be in a rat race all the time, to not be tying your value to productivity. Y'all, you can move abroad. Stop holding yourself back. Stop self-sabotaging your dream to move abroad. The self-doubts, they're going to be there. The imposter syndrome is going to be there. Y'all, imposter syndrome almost stopped me. Imposter syndrome almost stopped me from creating the account that you see right now. And because I created this account, y'all, I've been interviewed on NBC. NBC flew to my sister's house in Cary, North Carolina, brought the whole filming crew, spent a whole day filming me about my journey of moving abroad. I spoke at my first conference earlier this year, back in May. I was paid to speak at a conference for the first time. Y'all, not to mention like the money that I've made from turning this into a business. Y'all, I could have let imposter syndrome continue to hold me back. You know what I told myself? I was like, well, at the time I wanted to start this page, I was like, Bianca, you've only been to 10 countries. There's people out there who've been to 80 countries. What do you know? This is what my brain tried to tell me. This is how my brain tried to self-sabotage me from literally creating the page that you see me talking on right now. Imagine if I would have just been like, no, I'm not going to do it. You know, whatever, y'all, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be here helping other people do the same things that I am doing. Oh, thank you, Christy. Justina says, how much does it cost to buy a home there? I don't know. I haven't bought a home here. By the water. What water? I'm not even by the water. I'm in the city. But if you're looking for somewhere more like Cartagena or what's the other one? Oh my God, my mind just went blank. Cartagena or like Santa Marta. I was like, what is it called? Let me know. You can send me a DM because I have people who you can speak to who have done that specifically. Single, no children. Only thing truly holding me back is my 90-pound, 15-year-old dog. He can't make that trip. So are you like literally waiting until, well, yeah, that's very sad. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm a dog aunt. My little baby Chihuahua he's 10 now. And like me and my sister are always like, we cannot talk about life without him. Like it does not exist. So are you like literally waiting or are you still trying to like figure out a way to make it happen? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. You are inspiring me to get my plan on paper, make actual moves, period, Christy. I'm here for it. Y'all, listen. the things that I put into the Moving Abroad Planning Series course, I created this course based on literally what I have done, based on what I have experienced, based on hundreds of travelers, expats, digital nomads that I have met while living abroad. Okay. So like I said, for those of you who want to take advantage of it while I'm live, you can use that promo code 20 for 20% off. If you're on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. If you're on YT, it's in the description. Y'all take advantage of the live bonus and take action. Because the number one reason why you are not where you want to be in your life is because you have not been taking action. You've been doing all the talking. You've been talking about it. You've been complaining about it. You've been saving videos. You've been doing all the things, and time has just been passing. Time's just been passing. And you wake up and there's been another 2 weeks, another 2 months, another 2 years. People be in my DMs telling me they want to live abroad 5 years ago. Y'all, none of us know when our time in this earthly realm is over. You get to do this one time. Stop letting fear hold you back. Y'all, just remember, this is something I want y'all to think about whenever it comes to fear. I thought you were getting your haircut at 11. Oh, dang. Sorry, baby. Can you schedule for today? Tomorrow, not on a Sunday. Your business. Move off of faith and not fear. And that's on period. That's on period, Lauren. So you picking up what I'm putting down right now. Y'all, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Dang. I'm sorry, y'all. I started talking to my husband and then I lost my train of thought. Let me tell you about fear. Get your haircut. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Steve, thank you for reminding me where I was. Listen, y'all, this is live, okay? This is real life right here. Thank you for reminding me where I was. Let me tell y'all about fear. Do y'all realize that if you don't have any fear, if you don't have any nervousness, if you are not feeling any apprehension, I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all not really doing nothing. The people who are experiencing fear, they're the people who are doing big shit in life. You know why? Because it means you're getting out of your comfort zone. I want y'all to actually think about this. When was the last time you truly got out of your comfort zone? I want you to put a number 1 in the comments if it was in the last 30 days. I want you to put a number 2 in the comments if it was in the last 6 months. And I want you to put a number 3 in the comments if you can't remember. Because I'm here to tell y'all, there was a moment I had, this was like 2.5 years ago. And I was like, Bianca, when was the last time you got out of your comfort zone? Y'all, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember the last time I had gotten out of my comfort zone. Hi, Montana. I see some 2s in the comments. Y'all, listen. You're not doing big shit if you're not afraid. Fear is not a bad thing. Listen, and you know the difference between a fear of like fight or flight, of like, you're physically, in some kind of trouble, versus being a little bit nervous, being a little bit anxious about something exciting. Do y'all know your body can't even tell the difference between nervousness and excitement? Same symptoms, baby. Same symptoms. Y'all, feeling fear is not a bad thing. It becomes a bad thing when you allow it to stop you. People have been moving to different countries since the beginning of time. This ain't new. Don't let social media gas you up. This is not new. Thank you, Montana. The amount of people who think that some of the shit that y'all see today is new. Oh, like when I talk about like digital marketing, oh yeah, I see that that's been trending. Oh, digital marketing ain't new. Making money online ain't new. Moving abroad, none of this shit that y'all see is new. People been doing this since been doing this. Catch up. For those of y'all who are for real about living this life, then start taking action. It's okay to feel the fear. Feel the fear and do your research. Feel the fear and go visit a different country. Feel the fear and invest in the course. Some of y'all scared to invest. Ooh, y'all don't want me to talk today. Some of y'all scared to invest. Some of y'all will spend hundreds of dollars a month eating out, watching Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and BET Plus, door dashing. Some of y'all will spend hundreds of dollars on things every single week, every single month that don't do a damn thing to help you move forward. But then y'all be talking about y'all want to make $10,000 a month, but you don't want to invest $500 to learn it. Y'all better stop playing. I've invested tens of thousands of dollars since 2017 learning for my professional development, for my personal development, the things that y'all see me doing today. I've had mentors, courses, coaches. I have invested so much to get to where I am today. And if people try to be in my comments like, oh, well, I want to move abroad, I'm like, what have you done? Nothing. You don't want it that bad. You know, I had to stop asking. I remember this is whenever I was like working with clients. I had to stop being like, what do you want? I had to start asking the question, what are you willing to do to make this happen? We can talk about what we want all day. Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to move abroad. Everybody wants to travel more. I don't care. It don't matter what you want to do. What matters is the actions that you're willing to take to get to where you want to be. Wanting it is not enough. Wanting it is not enough. You have to take aligned action. It's not an accident that you showed up here in this live. Some of y'all are in here today and you're like, damn, I didn't even know I was going to get this message today. I know you didn't, because I didn't even know I was going to give this message today. I wasn't even about to go live. I looked at the clock. I was like, Bianca, it's about to be 11 o'clock. I don't even care. I was like, no, Bianca, go live. Go live. Because somebody today needs to know that your current circumstances do not define what's possible for you. I didn't grow up with money. I didn't grow up with no connections. My dad didn't even finish high school, and my mom was a college dropout, and I've traveled to 24 different countries. I have 10 different income streams. I am now living abroad. I've been in 10 countries since last year. What are y'all talking about? Ain't nobody going to take your excuses from you. Keep them. Keep them. I'm not convincing nobody. I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not begging nobody. I'm here to be a resource for the freedom seekers. I'm here to be a resource for the people who are serious about their life, for the people who are tired of playing around with their own potential, for the people who want to live a life of purpose. Put a yes in the comments if I'm speaking to you. I'm talking to the people who are trying to get the F up out of the United States in the next 365 days. I'm talking to the action takers, okay? I'm not talking to everybody. I never have and I never will, because I'm not for everybody. People have come in my lives. Oh, were you too loud? Well, why you yelling? Why you this? Why you that? Get out. I'm not for everybody. There's somebody out there, they're going to be a little bit nicer to you, and they're going to hold your hand, and they're going to be like, you can do this. It's not your fault. It is your fault. It is your fault. Wherever you are in life right now is a result of the decisions that you've made. Same for me, same for my mama, same for my cousin, same for my man. Wherever we are is a result of the choices that we have made. But y'all, the beautiful part about all of this is that you can literally make a different decision today. You can decide today. Today is the last day that I'm going to have 3 hours of screen time on social media. I'm going to cut it down to an hour, and I'm going to use that other 2 hours to study about learning how to move abroad. Today is the last day that I'm going to spend $150 on DoorDash in a week, because I can be using this money to invest in learning how to move abroad. Today is the last day I'm going to call myself broke. Stop calling yourself broke. Stop complaining about money. Stop talking about how you can't afford this and you can't afford that, and start asking the question, how can I afford it? What can I do to make this money? Do you see the difference in that mindset shift? Do you see a difference in saying I can't afford it versus how can I afford it? Do you see the difference in being like, moving abroad is too expensive versus being like, I'm going to figure out how I can afford to move abroad? Do you see the difference? Y'all, moving abroad is 80% mindset. This what people are not telling you. You want to ask me about visas? You want to ask me about which country is this? You want to ask me about a job? Y'all, moving abroad is 80% mental. Most of it is up here. You keep talking yourself out of it. You keep allowing these self-sabotaging thoughts to hold you back. Y'all, the brain is here to help us survive. You keep listening to the brain, you're going to be in survival mode. You want to thrive? You want to live your life? You want to not feel like all you're going to do is work, pay bills, and die? Because that's how I felt in the U.S. I was like, damn, this is it. This is it. I did the things. I went to college. I got a good degree. I got a good job. I got married. I said, this is it. This is supposed to be like, oh, the boxes are checked. And then after I got married, they tried to pull that. So when you have kids, you better get the fuck out of here. I ain't thinking about no damn kids. Continence over kids. Judge me. I don't give a fuck. I'm choosing continent over kids because this is my life. It's my life. I'm going to live it how I want to live it. I spent too much time. I've spent too much time trying to please other people. Put the word please in the comments if some of y'all are willing to admit you got some people-pleasing tendencies. I'm not throwing you no shade. I've been there. I have been there. I get it. People out here talking about they want to move abroad, but their mama don't support them. What the hell your mama got to do to leave her ass in the U.S.? I want to move abroad, but my job won't let me work. Get a new job. Do you have any idea how often people get new jobs? I'm gonna give y'all, listen, y'all, it's tough love today. It's tough love today, okay? I'm gonna just tell y'all something real right now. People change careers. People change careers, and it's not that crazy. People make money online, and it's not that crazy. People leave jobs. People leave countries. People leave toxic relationships. Listen, I love you. I'm going to say this with love because y'all ain't gonna like me, but I'm gonna say this with love. Your situation is not that unique. This is something all y'all need to hear, and I had to hear it too. Your situation is not that unique. I want to move abroad, but I have kids. I want to move abroad, but I have pets. I want to move abroad, but I'm a veteran. I want to move abroad, but I'm Black. I want to move abroad, but I have a disability. Somebody out there with 7 kids, 8 dogs, 2 disabilities, LGBTQ+, somebody did it already. You get to keep your excuses. No one's going to take them from you. Nobody's going to take them from you. How serious are you about living the life that you want to live? Because y'all, I'm gonna tell you, my biggest fear in life is getting to the end and realizing I didn't give it my all. Getting to the end and realizing I didn't travel to the places I wanted to go because I was afraid. Some of y'all got the wrong fears. Y'all so scared of moving abroad. You should be more afraid of getting to the end of your life and realizing you never lived abroad because you were scared. Because you were scared. You should be more afraid of waking up and looking in the mirror and realizing you're not living up to your potential. If you got a problem with me shouting, get out. Y'all, this is free. This app is free. You can come in freely and you can leave freely. I'm not people pleasing. I'm loud. If you don't like it, leave. Listen, I am going to actually quiet down though, because I did get real hype. I did get real hype. Okay. Listen, y'all, the King of Stuff said, what are the first steps that you took? I did a test drive of living abroad. I lived abroad in 2019. And y'all, I have so many options about different ways that you can test out living abroad. All of this stuff is in my MAPS course. MAPS stands for Move Abroad Planning Series. It's at the link in my bio. I told y'all, or if you're watching on YT, it's in the description. I told y'all, for the people who are serious, for the people who are like, Bianca, I want to get the F out of the United States. I want to be somewhere where I feel safer. I'm not worried about being pew-pewed in a movie theater. I want to be somewhere where the food is fresh. I want to be able to walk places. I want to be outside. I want to be in a culture that prioritizes people over profit. I understand. I felt all of these things, and that's why I made it happen. Not because I was rich, not because I had it all figured out, not because my husband, did this or my mama did this, because I decided that I only get to live one life. And I'm not going to spend it scared. You get to choose your hard. Some of y'all be like, is moving abroad hard? Y'all asking the wrong questions. Is being in a country where you don't feel safe, isn't that hard? Is living check to check Waiting every 2 weeks for a direct deposit that's not even enough to cover your bills, isn't that hard? Looking yourself in the mirror, knowing that you're meant for more, isn't that hard? Watching all these people online do the things that you want to do because you're too afraid to even try, isn't that hard? Continuing to let yourself down because you have a fear of failure, isn't that hard? You get to choose your hard, baby. It's all hard. It's all hard because it's life. Somebody out there was twice as scared as you are, and they moved abroad 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago. Are you taking action, or are you just doing this? Because I told y'all I'm talking to the action takers today. I'm talking to the people who are serious about this. Y'all stay in my DMs, in my comments. I just don't know where to start. I don't know how I'm going to find housing. I don't know where to go. I know your questions because I get these same questions all the time. And by all means, you can do your own research. You can go out there and spend your time or this and that, or you can make a one-time investment and have everything you need at your fingertips. It's all in my Move Abroad planning series, y'all. The course is at the link in my bio. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description, and you can use the promo code 20 while I'm live to take off 20% because I love rewarding people who take action. If you need a payment plan, there's also Klarna and Afterpay if y'all want to take advantage of that. But y'all, you got to stop saying that you want to do one thing and then having your actions show the opposite. You can't sit here and say, I don't make enough money to move abroad and spend $150 a week on DoorDash. You cannot sit here and say, oh, I really want to experience living in another country, but my job doesn't do this, and you're not even looking for ways to make more money. You cannot sit here and tell me how badly you want to experience living in Portugal and you ain't done nothing. You have saved enough videos. You have saved enough videos. Okay, listen, I'm talking to y'all, okay? Christy, Dasafos, Mike, the King of Self, Tori, Eslerin, Mamda, the Gospel Guided Girl, Steven, I'm talking to y'all. The resources are out there, but what are you going to do? Because what happens is, and this is the thing that breaks my heart. People come to my lives and they get motivated. And then they leave the live. And you know what happens? Life happens. Oh my God, I was so motivating your live, but then I got busy. Oh, I was going to get your course, but then I did this, and that was 6 months ago, and I'm still in the same spot that I was before. Y'all, how bad do you want it? Let me know in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about living abroad? How serious are you about experiencing life outside of the US? Because nobody can do it for you. Nobody is going to do it for you. The things that you see me doing today, y'all, they are things that I learned. Y'all, you've already learned so many skills. You have learned thousands of skills in your life. You can learn how to travel on a budget. You can learn how to move abroad. You can learn how to make money online. I am a living witness, y'all. I grew up Black and broke, lower middle class. You know what travel was for me growing up? Travel for me growing up was going from North Carolina to Virginia. One state up. We drove there in our Astro van, if y'all even remember those things. And this was the years that we could afford it. We couldn't even always afford this trip. And when we did, you know where we did? You know where we stayed? In a Motel 6. That's what my family could afford. You think anybody was talking about traveling? I didn't even know what a passport. What is a passport? What's an expat? What are y'all even talking about? The things you see me doing today, I didn't know anything about these things because I grew up in survival mode. I watched my parents live in financial survival mode my entire life. And I decided to do it differently. Now I'm learning how to build generational wealth. Some of y'all out here not even building wealth. Y'all, wealthy people have their money making money for them. On average, wealthy people have 7 streams of income. And people out here putting all of their eggs into a job basket. Y'all, these jobs dropping people like hot tamales. You can learn how to make money for yourself. Is it something you're going to figure out overnight? Absolutely not. Is it going to be something where you're going to have frustrations and sometimes you're going to want to quit? Absolutely. But isn't your time freedom worth it? Isn't the life that you want to live worth it? Choose your heart. Choose your heart. I'm not going to be on here much longer, y'all. Take advantage of the live special while I have it up, okay? If you're watching on TikTok, the MAPS course, the Move Abroad Planning Series, is at the link in my bio. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description. Use that promo code 20 for 20% off. Like I said, there is a payment plan with Afterpay and Klarna if you want to use that option. Let me know what questions y'all have. What questions do you have about living abroad? What questions do you have about the course? I'm here to be a resource for you. I don't just get up here to talk, believe it or not. I get up here because I want to answer your questions. I want to gas you up. I want you to know that this life is possible for you too. Because I don't got to share any of this. I can literally just be out here living my life. But I come up here because I meet so many cool people. And because it's my favorite thing ever whenever y'all tell me, Bianca, I got your course and now I'm moving abroad. Bianca, I got your course. I'm leaving in 2 months. Bianca, I got your course and now I started my own business. Bianca, I got your course and I was able to land a remote job based on one of the websites that you put in there. This is my favorite thing, is when y'all get results. I'm up here to help you. Take advantage. I'm right here. What questions do y'all got for me? Drop them in the comments. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, I am right here. I am right here ready to be a resource for you. Ask me your questions. Hey, period. Christy, I see you got in the course. Period, sis. We are here for the action takers. Y'all, and speaking of action takers, I'm about to share, hold on, where's it at? I'm about to share some other action takers with y'all because I want y'all to understand I am a regular girl who was born and raised in North Carolina, okay? What was special about me? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm special, but I'm no different than you. The only difference between you and these people who are out here living their best lives is that they had the audacity to try, okay? They had the audacity to get out here and make some shit shake, even while they were scared, even when they didn't know exactly how it was going to work out, even when they didn't have all of the steps. Y'all, come on. Come on. I need y'all to understand that you are a powerful creator. You can create a life that you cannot wait to wake up to, but ain't nobody going to do it for you. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop blaming the president. Stop blaming politics. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming your mama. Stop blaming your kids. Blame yourself, because we are all responsible for our lives. I know life be lifing. I know what it's like living check to check. I know what it's like to want something so bad and to feel like I just do not feel like I can figure this out. I get it. But I am a living witness. This person is a living witness. Somebody commented this on my YouTube channel. If you're watching on YT, I have there's a comment here from YouTube. This person said, I just want you to know you inspired us to leave sooner. I remember you on television. This was the NBC interview I told y'all about. Remember? This was the NBC interview I told y'all about. Remember, I said I wasn't even going to start this page because I was scared. This page got me on NBC, okay? Period, Christy. Y'all, Christy took action. Christy took action. Christy, make sure you keep me updated on your journey. I'm so excited for you. Okay, this person says, I remember you on television, I believe early January. We are 7 days in. Southeast Asia. We started a YouTube channel to document our journey. We hope to inspire We hope to inspire others. Y'all, this person took action. This person took action. Y'all, how is she different than you? I'm going to tell you how. Literally, because she took action. Y'all, you're saving all the videos. It's time to do something different. Here's another one. This is a woman named This is a woman named Ariane. She says, hey, Queen, hope all has been well. I just wanted to let you know I'm officially leaving the U.S. and restarting my life in the DR because of you and your amazing videos. She's talking about the same videos in the course that I'm telling y'all about now. It's at the link in my bio, or if you're on YT, it's in the description. She said, because of you and your amazing videos, I'm finally taking a leap and getting on that plane tomorrow. Thank you so much for inspiring me. I can't wait to see what happens. Y'all, people are taking action and they're getting the results. The information is out there. You keep saying that you don't know where to start, and I'm literally giving you the place to start, okay? Another one. Sis says, Marsha said, I'm still in the first video. I keep rewatching because every time I listen, I hear new things. Yeah, y'all. Marsha got the course too. Marsha's watching from YT. Y'all, people are getting access to these videos. People are getting access to the course, everything they need, and they're taking action. This person said, you encouraged me to move abroad. Now my daughter and I are in Costa Rica, been here for a month, loving it, surrounded by fruit trees, paying $500. Go, sisters. Y'all, who's going to be my next testimonial? Who's going to be my next testimonial? Amy said, good morning. Your bundle is really helpful. The bundle in the course is the same thing. Your bundle is really helpful. I'm excited. I'm setting a date by next week. Thanks to you. Y'all, people have already left. People have already left because of the things that they have learned in the MAPS course. Stop saying that you don't know what to do because the information is out there. And I'm here, y'all. Like I said, if you have any questions about the course or any questions about moving abroad in general, just let me know. Montana, y'all, Montana was on here earlier. Montana was on here earlier. She says, I moved to Vietnam in 5 days. Y'all, she already left. Montana is already in Da Nang, Vietnam, living her best life. Montana, you're still in here, period. Montana, you better tell them, sis. I'm still mad I didn't go to Da Nang. I'm still mad. I only went to Hanoi, and I fully regret it because I hear Da Nang is so dope. Y'all, Montana is a real person. She's right there. She can tell you. She can tell you. Y'all, TikTok, don't play me. There it is. Y'all, the information is out here. Montana, I'm so lit. I love watching you on IG. It just makes me so happy. And it makes me miss Vietnam so much. Y'all, like I said, the information is out there. Only y'all can decide to take advantage. For those of y'all who already got the course, thank you for your business. She said I pay $555 a month, all my bills aside from food. Y'all, $555 a month for rent. Most of us are paying at least 3 times that amount. At least 3 times that amount. She's like, I'm so at peace. I know. And Vietnamese, girl, that food. Oh my God. Vietnamese food is untouchable. Vietnamese food is untouchable. Okay. Oh my God. So good. All right, y'all, I'm about to get up off of here. So if anybody else is taking advantage of the live special for 20% off, y'all got a couple more minutes. Just make sure I use that promo code 20 spelled out for 20% off. Since y'all don't got no other questions, I'm about to hop up off of here, but please make sure y'all hit follow. Thank y'all so much for joining. Marcia says 2 months vacation in Vietnam is the goal. Yeah, that's right, Marcia, because you're interested in Vietnam as well. You're interested in Vietnam as well. Yeah, so I mean, check out Da Nang, check out Hanoi. I don't know if anybody actually moves to Saigon. I mean, I know people visit there. I don't know about living there, but $555 rent sound good as hell. Me and my husband, we would have stayed in Southeast Asia, but because we like to visit the US more frequently, we were like, let's be on this side of the globe for now. But we always talk about how like Asia is gonna be like our like 50 and up. Like once we get there, we could be like in Asia, we could be like, all right, see y'all later. I'm here for it. Excuse me. So for those of y'all who want to take advantage of the live special, use that promo code 20. Y'all got, like I said, I got a couple more minutes because I'm about to get off of here. Please make sure y'all hit follow. For those of y'all who are, you're still wanting to know how to move abroad and you're still want to know how to get started, I do also have a free Move Abroad Masterclass at the link in my bio. If you're just looking for like the first steps, you're like, I just need something to get me started, Bianca, you can grab the Move Abroad Masterclass for free at the link in my bio. Like I said, please make sure y'all hit follow. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all next time, but thank y'all so much for joining.